Hello everyone, so we have another unwrapping to do. This is the getting started guide for Warhammer 40k's newest 9th edition. If you watched my older videos, you'll also see that we did an unwrapping for the 8th edition, the previous one. So it was this one right here, this was the 8th edition. Yeah, the one with Ultramarines fighting the Death Guard. And this 9th edition seems to be featuring Ultramarines fighting a new Necron dynasty. I forgot the name of the dynasty. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name either. so also in the previous edition magazine for the Getting Started guide, it came with a free Space Marine figurine. I think it was this one right here. Yeah, I did some painting on it, so that's why because it's actually blue plastic. Yeah, I primed it with black and then painted my cracked blue. I'm actually still working on it because the last edition was bought back in 2019, but in the middle of 2019 I kind of stopped with these models, and then I only got back to them like back in December 2021, and right now it's February 2022. So yeah, so this was the little Space Marine figure that came with the previous magazine. So but for this one, the new edition, it has a free Space Marine and a free Necron. So the free figurines for these getting started guides are the easy snap fit models where you just press and click and then done. Although some people don't like that, but anyway, but it can be good though, because that means you can build your models quickly. Anyway, let's go ahead and unwrap it. Yes. So, for the new 9th edition, I actually got a couple of the box sets, like let's see, like Indomitus and Hexfire. I might get Shadow Throne, but I'm not sure. First, I gotta get them built first. Anyway, another reason why I got this magazine is because I want to see if there's a difference between the Getting Started guide for the 9th edition and the one from the 8th edition. But also, I wanted to get these free figurines too, because I want to get more practice with painting before I work on the real deal from Indomitus and Hexfire and my own personal Space Marines, like the White Scars and Blood Ravens. Because I want to make them look good. So if I'm gonna fail, right, I'm gonna fail on these free ones instead. Okay, so let's take a look. So usually these guys, they give you a quick introduction to the series, like a little bit of the lore, and some painting guides, like how to paint the models, and some examples. So let's take a look. All right, and of course they mentioned the new sets for the new edition, maybe some new rules to the game. Yeah, I mean, as I said in my previous videos, my main focus now is collecting and building. As for the actual tabletop game, yeah, I'll probably give it a try. Good, but that's actually not why I got into this. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, so just instruction on how to build them and painting them. Then, oh yeah, and a little bit about the game, and then some story of the events that happened. They always feature Ultramarines, because that's like the mascot chapter. So usually, like if they have a starter set, it's always Ultramarines fighting something. So like this time it's Ultramarines fighting Necrons. 8th edition was Ultramarines fighting like Chaos Space Marines from the Death Guard. Yeah, the ones that worship Nurgle. And then I'm not very familiar with the even older editions, because the 8th edition was when I started to buy the models. But I know the 2nd edition was when they actually had a kit. Yeah, and then I mean, one of the older editions that I'm interested in is the one that has the Battle for Macragge set, the one where it was Ultramarines fighting Tyranids. Yeah, I mean, if there's one available, I might actually get one. But I don't know. I think by now it'd probably be expensive. Anyway, and then of course this is some, and this part is like the exhibition showing like some models. And a description of Space Marines, show some pictures of the guns they use. Yeah, more pictures of models. And it's like, I heard this from other people. Like, don't get intimidated by these models. They're painted by professionals who've been doing this for decades. So don't let that stop you from, getting your models built and painted. Oh yeah, and then here we go. We have the Chaos. Oh yeah, I think this edition they have a figurine for that Zinch demon. I think that's Magnus the Red from the Thousand Suns Legion. Yeah, cause the Thousand Suns are featured in the Hexfire box, which I got. This one's Death Guard, the one from the previous edition. Okay, more Thousand Suns Space Marines over here. And also, speaking of Space Marines, there's also new Primaris Space Marines. I'm not sure. I think I saw them in the 8th edition. But I think you can still buy regular Space Marines, the Mark IV Space Marines. But they're probably gonna get rid of this Mark IV Space Marines in the future. So that's why recently I also got a Predator tank and a Land Raider model, because I do have some memories with those two tanks. Gotta buy them before they start making them. So I think this is the, yeah. Oh yeah, this is Sisters of Battle. Yeah, they also have their own set, the Pain and Piety box set. Sisters of Battle fighting Drukari, which is Dark Eldar. Armies of the Imperium. So these are basically the human soldiers, not the enhanced ones. Hey, but we got Custodes. There's there's another box that's Custodes. It's called Shadow Throne. Yeah, it's Custodes fighting Gene Stealers. May or may not get that box in. And then, now earlier I mentioned Hexfire, and that's Grey Knights fighting Thousand Suns Chaos Space Marines. And this looks like the machines for the Imperial Man. We got the Mechanicus and Knights, I think. Those Titans and Knights. And then the Eldari, that's a new name for the Eldar. Yeah, those aliens. And then of course other aliens like the Orcs, Necrons, Tau. Yeah, this is a new design for the Necrons for this edition. I've forgotten his dynasty, but one of their featured models is the Scopec Load. That one's included in an Indomitus set. Yeah. Bunch of Tau too down here. Oaks. Spawn of the Great Devourer. That's the Tyranids. It looks like these are Gene Stealers. So Tyranid models. And of course some battlefields. Ozone Pariah. Yeah, that's not good artwork. Like that's actually another reason why I bought this, is for the good artwork, the nice pictures. Because technically I already have a how-to guide, well, the getting started guide, but I want to see what they have for this edition. And then Arcadia, yeah, that was featured in Battlefleet Gothic 2. Ozone Bale. Building painting. Okay, so this is a more detailed explanation of the painting process. Yeah, and then of course the Primaris, they got new tanks too, and that's why I quickly bought the Predator and Land Raider tanks. Yeah, I need to buy a Dreadnought too, and a Whirlwind tank before, and then what's it called, that ship that transports them, because I think those will get phased out probably in the next or future editions. Yep. Paint miniatures. So the funny thing about painting these models is that it's actually more complicated than I expected, because when I first started building models, I thought it was simple. I thought it was just get the paint, just slap it onto the model, that's all. And then I was like, oh yeah, there's globs of paint everywhere. Oh, we got thinner with water. And then as I paint these, and then I started painting these Warhammer 40k figurines, and I'm like, Oh, oh, so you tell me we had to prime the model first so the paint will stick on it. And then I was like, oh, they say black is a primer, so I'll just use this Abaddon black pot to paint it, right? But then it turns out it's like, oh, that's actually not the primer, but the sprays that Games Workshop sells are the primers. But anyway, so I went there and tried to get a primer, like one primer sprays from Games Workshop, but they were all sold out. So I ended up getting this Army Painter one, and yeah, it's labeled. It says the perfect primer for all miniature models. So and it's actually cheaper than the Citadel paints. The Citadel paints is from Games Workshop or affiliated with Games Workshop. I'm not sure. So I got the Army Painter. So I'm gonna give that a try. I'm gonna practice spraying those free models. Yeah, and then of course there's more to it. And apparently there's also dry brushing. I gotta learn about that. I'm not sure how that works. And it turns out then they got those shades, like Noon Oil and Agrex Earth Shade. Well, I suppose they're supposed to bring out the details on your model. Yeah. That's why people have piles of shame. Because it's like, oh, it looks so beautiful. Oh, I definitely want it. And then when we try painting, right, it's like, oh, it's actually more complicated than I expected. Yeah. Yeah, the new Necrons, they have a new color scheme. This one has a stronger bronze copper look. Because I noticed that, because when I think of Necrons, I think of like a metallic gunmetal color. Gunmetal, for Citadel paints, it's called Lead Belcher. And then this new copper, I think, oh, bronze or copper, it's called Rune Load Brass. That's the name of the paint. Because Citadel paints have their own names. They're actually slightly more expensive than other equivalent paints. Yep. Then here's how to play the games. Oh yeah, terrain. Thing one of the starter sets. I think it's the Command Edition that comes included with terrain, which makes it look better. Whether you want to show them off or play the game. Yep. Yeah, there you go. Those are the star sets: Recruit Edition, Elite Edition, and Command Edition. But in my case, I got Indomitus, which is actually the limited edition version of those. Anyway, and then yeah, and then the last page just shows some extra models you can buy. Yeah, we got Primaris Invader ATV, Primaris Firestrike Servo Turret, and then on the Necron side we have a Locust Heavy Destroyer and a Canoptech Doomstalker. Canoptech Doomstalker looks kind of scary, like one of those tripods. Yeah, and then Locust Heavy Destroyer. Yeah, I probably want to get one of those. And I call those Primaris things look nice too. Dark Future. Then. Yep, so this is the getting started guide for the 9th edition. Let's take a look at these models. They call them sprues. Yeah, that's right, these things are called sprues. You flip them and build them. Yeah, I think Games Workshop models, I think they use a higher quality plastic than other kinds of model kits. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a great day.